In this video, we are going to take a look at the lawsuit filed by Dearica Hamby versus the Las Vegas Aces and the WNBA. I think it's a fairly layered issue that a lot of people, they will take one side or the other. I sort of want to go at it from all angles because I think it's a complicated issue and there's not really one right, one wrong. It's very interesting and very tangled, and we are going to get into it. Before we start, if you enjoy the content, then please consider subscribing to the channel and giving the video a like. All right, let's get into this. I will quickly go through some background on this. After the Las Vegas Aces won the championship at the end of the 22 season, Hamby came out and announced that she was pregnant publicly. And then in the offseason, the Aces wound up trading her to the Los Angeles Sparks, which freed up cap space, which allowed them to sign Candace Parker and Alicia Clark. After the deal went down, Hamby came out on social media and said the Aces discriminated against her, and the reason she was traded was because she got pregnant. As well, she alleged that the Aces were paying under the cap or giving benefits, and they did not come through on those benefits as they traded her. The WNBA conducted an investigation. They found that the Aces violated league rules for impermissible player benefits, docking them their 2025 first-round draft pick. As well, they suspended Hammond for 2 games without pay for violating the league's team respect and the workplace policies. Becky Hammond did a press conference. She denied that she treated Hamby any different after she found out that she was pregnant. She basically insinuated that Hamby was just upset that she'd been traded away from the Aces, which she understood. In September of 2023, Hamby filed a charge of discrimination complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, which then issued Hamby in May a notice of right to sue. That cleared the way for her to file this lawsuit. And now here we are. And you can see how the arguments are starting to shape up and form. Does the WNBA have a culture problem with managing pregnant basketball players? Was the Las Vegas Aces, were they insensitive in managing her? And is this just another case and scenario along with Skylar Diggins-Smith, who says that she was not allowed to attend team facilities with the Phoenix Mercury when she was pregnant and was essentially exiled while she was waiting or in the process of waiting to give birth to her second child. And I imagine this will get a few days run in the media as there's not much else going on, as football season hasn't started quite yet. And for some, there's nothing better than going after the woke NBA on an issue like this. They just have delight on it when the WNBA has any sort of issue like this. You can see it in their eyes. They are elated and want to dig in. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again. The number one issue here is the current labor agreement that the players in WNBA have, and this maternity policy is ridiculous, and this is why you are having this issue. And that is due to the fact that when a player gets pregnant, it is the team that takes the hit on that. There is no WNBA-like maternity fund that funds it. There's no cap relief for the teams. And that is why I believe the crux of the lawsuit that Hamby has filed, basically, that the Las Vegas Aces were pissed when they found out she was pregnant, as they gave her the contract extension, a 2-year contract extension on the 28th or 29th of June, and then she told them on the 18th of July that she was pregnant. Now, Hamby gave birth to her son Legend on the 7th of March of 23. If you do the math, 38 weeks from the 28th of June, that's roughly late March. So you can understand why the Las Vegas Aces would allege that she knew that she was pregnant and signed this, and it was beneficial to her. Now, Hamby says that she didn't know that she was pregnant, and I don't think you can prove it either way, honestly. Now, in the lawsuit, it alleges that, or Hamby alleges that when she spoke to Hammond after the trade, she said, "You're trading me because I'm pregnant." And she reportedly says that Hammond says, per the suit, Hammond did not deny that accusation and responded, "What do you want me to do?" And again, these are alleged comments. Nothing has leaked so far. I guess that's the million-dollar question. Does Hamby have a tape, or will something be leaked in time of that phone conversation? That could be the smoking gun potentially, but nothing has obviously leaked so far. And if nothing leaks, then the only real damning thing I think that's on the cards for the Aces is reportedly They reneged on paying for her child's tuition cost, and they evicted her or had her forcibly move out from team provided housing. And I guess that would be the heart of their argument. But is that an illegal benefit? Under the salary cap, then she really shouldn't have been getting that entitlement anyway. As far as the discrimination goes, though, if they were of the thoughts that she was pregnant and not playing the next season, let's say she had torn up her knee and did an ACL injury and was going to be out for 12 months. Would it be a discrimination lawsuit if they would have traded her to another team because they wanted a healthy body for a run for back-to-back championships? That's the thing. That's the interesting thing with this is effectively pregnancy is an injury or something that has the potential to keep you out. Now, funny enough, this actually worked out terribly for the Aces as Candace Parker suffered her foot injury and they got nothing on the Candace Parker signing, and they would have been overall better off keeping Hamby there, and they wouldn't have had this headache of a PR mess that whole entire season. But that is really my question. Is it really discrimination if you trade a pregnant player? Because you want able bodies on the roster to make your run if you're trying to be competitive. And salary cap, they don't give salary cap relief when that person's off the roster. So it makes sense for you to trade a Hamby to a rebuilding Las Vegas Aces and give up a number one draft pick in a cash dump to help them rebuild, and everybody does win. Now, inevitably, somebody will bring up Diggins Smith or Skylar Diggins Smith's issue. I'm curious to see if she gets in on this action and tweets out something regarding the Mercury or not. But I think the issue with the Mercury was totally different. That was a disgruntled employee. It was pretty clear that she had a rough relationship towards the end prior to her pregnancy with the Phoenix Mercury. The whole Diana Taurasi fight, and then everything that led after that to her calling out Vanessa Nygaard, Coach Clown, and begging out of games, and it was not working. And I mentioned this before on a Diggins Smith video, and people think I hate Diggins Smith. I don't mind Diggins Smith. She's in your face. She plays with a bit of chip on her shoulder, much like a Chris Paul. I like the way she plays, but the whole scenario with her, it was very interesting because if you're in conflict with a team, that's the other thing with this maternity policy. It's a good get out of the team option because Phoenix Mercury, we're going to trade her in the offseason and get some value back. But she got pregnant, and that eliminated the Phoenix Mercury basically stuck paying her salary. And I'm sure they were like, hey, stay away from our facility. We don't need you having an injury or anything else. Just do your time, collect your money, and then go. And that's what she did. Like, it was a win for her. She didn't have to report. She didn't have to be at a team that she didn't like, and was able to get fully paid out of that contract year and then go off to wherever she wanted as a free agent. And I'm not alleging that she just got pregnant to get out of Phoenix, but it's not a bad fallback option. If you were always going to have 2 kids, then hey, why not have it now? And it gives me time to reset. I mean, could you imagine if NBA players had this option to negotiate if they didn't like their contract? Like a Ben Simmons that wanted out of Philadelphia. He could threaten Daryl Morey. Maybe it could be like a movie like Junior. Daryl, you have to trade me or I am going to get pregnant. And that is a ridiculous scenario, but the policy is ridiculous. Before everybody thinks, oh, it's the big, bad, mean Las Vegas Aces. Now, I think basically the teams are in the vice here. And if the WNBA and the Players Association wanted a maternity policy, which is fine, have it, but it should have come out of the big pool of money from the TV contract. Anyway, now it's over to you. Tell me how unreasonable and backwards I am, and I'm not looking at this issue correctly. Go for it. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Have a great night.